thing like 10 times today and it's still too tall for me, right? So two good friends of mine, Karl and Rachelle, got married yesterday in San Diego, so I'm happy for them. They met in an online chat room, which I thought was pretty cool. I only thought the people that went to online chat rooms were like pedophiles and convicts and Bob. That was really the only people I thought that were in those kind of chat rooms, but apparently not. And I wanted to go to the wedding, but right now I can't even afford to send mail to San Diego, much less actually go. So I thought about it, and I was like, you know, if they met online, why couldn't they just get married online? Think about how cool that would be to have like an online wedding. I mean, all you'd have to do is get everybody together in a chat room. I mean, I'm sure they have some website like ruinyourlife.com or something like that. And all you'd have to do is, you know, you could get everybody at one time, download a couple avatars, download all your songs right on iTunes, and you're good to go. And because the worst part of a wedding is when you're there for that half an hour while the wedding officiator is just going over all the, you know, that whole speech about the bonds of holy matrimony and the sacred union of marriage and all that crap that we know really has nothing to do with getting married, you know. And but if you're online, you don't have to put up with any of that. I mean, because you just scroll right down the bottom. And all you have to do is sit there, and if you have a nervous bride and groom, it's cool for them, because when it gets to the point where they just have to do repeat after me, they can just copy and paste. And if they get to the end, all you got to do is wait for the part where it says, you may XOXO the bride, and you're drinking. I mean, it's great. You know, in a wedding, only, you know, a formal wedding, only the priest is wearing a robe, but in an online wedding, everybody is wearing a robe. I mean, it's awesome. I know one thing about weddings that I like to do is I like to get gifts, but I never know what to get. So I always try to get something practical, you know. For like, if you're a friend of the groom, for example, I like to get him a calculator, so that he can figure out exactly what half of what he thought he had is. You know? Or maybe like, oh, there you go. Or maybe like 25 backup remote controls. Because I go through one of those every week. Or actually, you know what would be even cooler would be like a remote control holster for the guys, you know? Like Monday Night Football's about to kick off and nobody move. That'd be awesome to have. And if you're a bride, a friend of the bride, you could get like a megaphone, because the guys aren't going to listen. Or basically any like iPod or musical instrument that plays the theme from Monday Night Football would work. Because I don't know how you guys are, but if I'm at home, I'm just sitting there and it's, you know, the wife's here and I hear, hey, take out the trash, wash the car, dun 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 dun, huh? Wait, nobody move, I got the remote. Game's on? You know, flip that sucker right on. The other part about weddings that I don't get is the process behind it. You don't need a marriage license in Nevada. I mean, you do, but you don't need to take a test to get one. It's the easiest process in the world. I mean, I think it's because they know. If you walk into the marriage bureau and you have that like borderline suicidal look on your face, they pretty much can tell right away you're ready, and they just give you the license, you know. But to get a driver's license in Nevada, you have to take this 50-question test with all of these, you know, responses that mean nothing when you drive in real life. I mean, does anybody actually keep track of how many, you know, car lengths they are behind another car, unless that car is a cop car? No. I mean, the only reason you're staying behind the cop car is so he doesn't see your expired tag anyway. You know, it doesn't make any sense at all. And after the written test, you have to take like the driving test out on the road, which again doesn't make any sense, because handling a car is easy, but handling a spouse, there's nothing in the manual about that. I think what they ought to do is they ought to have a part for the marriage license, or whatever you want to call it, that is it covers like, you know how your driver's license, you get a restriction on it, like you can't drive at night? They should have the same thing be true for marriages. Like imagine if you weren't married at night. Think of how many marriages would be saved, how many more people would be together if you didn't have to be married at night. I mean, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Well, that's my time, Rachelle. Good luck to you guys.